So about a year ago, I created a video sharing which cameras I was using at the time, and I thought it'd be a fun idea to create this video again since a few things have changed. I've got new cameras, and yeah, I just wanted to share my 3 film cameras that I've been using in 2023. So the first camera today I want to chat about is the Contax T2. Now the T2 is a point and shoot film camera. It's very small, compact, it's made out of nice materials, and it has a good lens. So I came to Japan with the idea of finding a camera at a camera shop for myself. Now I knew I'd be able to get a camera in Japan because there are so many shops selling beautifully maintained cameras. So the first thing I did when I landed in Japan was see my family in Chiba, and I had a chat with my uncle who used to be a photographer, just asking him where I should go to find film cameras. And then he told me that he might actually have a camera that still works upstairs. Now he came downstairs and he showed me his box, and obviously it was this Contax T2, such a beautiful camera. And the best part is the reason that he bought it was because he heard a story that a wartime photographer was using it and he was shot, but the bullet was stopped by the titanium case. Now if that isn't a cool story, then I don't know what is. I'm very thankful because my uncle let me borrow it for my whole Japan trip, and after seeing all the images I took and sharing the enthusiasm with him, I guess he just realized that he wanted me to have it. So yeah, I'm very grateful that he gave this to me. It's definitely a family heirloom, something very special to me, and I've been using this all the time because it honestly is a really well-made camera. Now I'm very sad because this camera is semi-broken. I don't know exactly what's wrong with it, but it is an issue with the flash. As you may be able to see, there is this dark black substance on the inside of the flash, and I'm not sure if that's what's causing this issue or if it's something internally, but the flash seems to work about half the time. Now this is a pretty big deal because point and shoot cameras, like, you just carry them around while you just shoot random stuff, and if you're in night scenarios, then I definitely want to be shooting with flash. The Contax T2 has been my perfect travel companion for shooting images, but there is a limitation with only a fixed lens. So I decided to get another 35mm camera that I could use different focal lengths with, and that I chose the Nikon F2. Earlier this year, I traveled to Korea and Japan, and I brought this guy with me to shoot a lot of film. You might have heard of his more popular and younger brother, the Nikon F3, very highly coveted among a lot of people, but this is the F2, the older brother, and it is a fully mechanical, metal, manual settings only 35mm film camera. At first I struggled a little bit because this was a new camera to me, but I got used to it. I actually created a video about this, so you can check that out. But I've really come to appreciate how reliable this camera is and just how fun it is using all manual settings. Shooting with manual settings, setting your focus right, finding the right moment and opportunity for an image, and then seeing how it turns out, it's very rewarding. A lot of the shots that I take aren't really good, but when it does work out, it feels very, very satisfying. I also really appreciate build quality and material choice, so I love how this camera feels in my hand. It has a small compact body, but because it is a metal camera, it has a nice heftiness to it. I chose this particular camera because of the patina, the brassing that is shown underneath the paint. It's just so beautiful. You can tell that this camera has been used a little bit, and I love that there is a little bit of a history that I don't know about, but I can tell that this camera has some sort of history attached to it. Now this camera is also slightly broken, but fortunately it is fully functional. The only problem that I'm having is the light meter has an on and off switch, but there must be something broken with it because I can't turn it off, but it's okay because I just need to replace the battery when it dies. Now more recently this year, I actually acquired my dream camera. Now this camera here is a brick. It's been a dream camera of mine for a long time. A lot of my favorite photographers use this for landscapes, portraits, all that stuff. I got it mainly for portraits because I've been getting into it more recently. This camera here shoots medium format film, which is like a bigger version of 35mm. So there's a little bit more detail, and because it's a bigger film, it means the camera needs to be bigger and the lens needs to be bigger too. This all basically means that there is a little bit more quality going into each photograph. So a couple things that I really like about this camera. First thing is the ground glass. So how you shoot this camera is this flap opens up and you look down into this glass that reflects the image in front of you. Now if you tried this, you'd know that it's kind of magical because you're using both of your eyes. So the image that you see is 3D rather than looking through the glass with one eye. It looks and feels really cool when you shoot it, so it just makes me want to shoot more images. Now the second thing I really like about this camera is the focusing system. It focuses with a bellows system, which is it's like an accordion for the lens. And the advantage of having this is it allows me to shoot really close up images. So if I want a tight headshot, like fully cropped in on the head or a part of their body or something, it is possible with this. So far I've been shooting a lot of portraits with it. I actually have this Polaroid film back that attaches to the camera and allows me to shoot Instax film. I made a video on this, so check that out if that sounds interesting. But yeah, this camera right here has been very fun to play with. It's been my most recent pickup. Thankfully there's nothing wrong with this camera so far, knock on wood. I really do not want any issues to arise with this thing, but so far it's been really fun to play with. So that's my slightly broken film camera collection. If you had to choose one of these three cameras, which one would you choose? I'm kind of curious, so let me know in the comments below. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Peace!